Now we have the body to do. Okay, so before we do, and before we forget the fact that we have these lovely earrings which are dangling from ears, let's go back to those and just put them in place. Also, let's knock out the face for the time being to see how the ears interact, how the ears interact with the head shape. Let's go above that, make a new layer and call it ear rings. And let's, I think the simpler you keep it, the better it'll be. So because it's below the hair line, sorry, behind the hair layer, it kind of gets hidden as well. And let's just copy and paste that, Control C, Control F. Okay, so let's take the shape of the ear, ends right there, and all that does is really just make that face a little broader, not so narrow. Let's put that, we're going to make a simple adjustment. Let's go to a head shape. Let's select, unlock it, select it, and get rid of the fill for the time being. And let's thin the stroke until we can actually see the intersection with the ear. There it is right there. So what I want to do is just place a anchor point, one there and one here, and maybe one more. So let's go to the pen tool, add anchor point. So one will go there, one will go here, and one will go there. That looks all right. Now let's go back to our fill and stroke. Let's select our shape. Oh, I forgot to make a swatch of that. So let's go back to the eyedropper. I think I got it from about here somewhere. That's it. And let's make the stroke black again at 10. Let's go back out. So even though it's just a little dent right there, it's a little dent. That little dent is enough just to change the shape of the head and to give more information about the character of our subject. Okay, the bottom lip can be slightly changed, maybe even the top lip. But look, that's for the finessing stage. Right now, let's just finish this off. Okay, so we have back to our layers. A collar and a shirt. Let's call the collar this band of hot pink here, and the shirt can be the top. Okay, let's do this little strap. Go back to our pen tool. Let's change the fill to a pink. So just generalizing it first, and then coming here to just change it slightly. Actually, that's fine. What it was fine. Okay. Again, it's best if we round things off. We'll play with this a little more later. Okay, now the collar, the shirt. Let's drag the shirt above the collar. I just realised it's the other way around, isn't it? Now let's do the top. We might keep the same colours, but we're going to knock out the fill. Pen tool, P. Okay. Right. Um, Now, did we finish off a shape? I'm not sure now. Yes, we did. See that? Where we started is where we finished. And I might just adjust that a little bit. That top can now be something like, um, let's get the eyedropper. Let's just copy this one. And then go to our tints and just lighten it up a bit. Okay. Now we're left with shoulders, necks, and chest. So, and then a background, and we're done. Of course, we could play with the hair a little further. We can always play with hair, input some coloring, some tints, and some shaping. Alrighty. Um, where it says neck, it will be not just the neck, it will be everything, I suppose. So let's lock everything else. Lock everything except for the layer we're going to work on. Okay. Pen tool. Okay. Let's just fix this now. And we fix this with the A tool or the direct selection tool. And that's a little sharp as well. Let's unlock, and that's better. Yep. All right. Let's see what the body looks like now. We might need to put a couple of lines to indicate the collarbone. Let's see what it looks like without. So again, let's go to our eyedropper and let's match the color of the face, and there we have it. I think all it requires now is the background. So why don't we go to the background layer, unlock that, and go from corner to corner, top corner to bottom corner, and I haven't actually chosen a color, so it'll choose the color that we had last. We don't want a stroke, but let's change the color to something complementary to pinky orange, and of course I'd say it'd be a blue. So I can see now little things I can fix, and that's easy enough to do. Now that you've saved your work, export it, because we can try something different in Photoshop just to trim off around our drawing. So export it as a JPEG. Export. Please choose the largest possible file, which is 10, and make sure it's at least 300 ppi. And okay. So now we can go into Photoshop and let's open up. There's our work. Let's go a bit smaller. Now what I'd like to do is just to crop down on all this excess around it, and so we'll go to the crop tool, and holding the shift key we'll keep the proportions of the A3 page and maneuver that image around a bit, and that's it. Don't like it. Let's try it again. Okay, that's better. We've got a little bit of the blue showing through the side here. That makes it a little bit more interesting. It's a little bit more asymmetrical. And I think we're done. So we save that. Again, always make sure it's the highest end. In Photoshop it's 12, not 10. And we have a finished work ready for printing in the style of J Opie.